They tell me we're live. We're here with Hudson Valley Art Market, and we'd like to welcome one of our vendors, Erica Woolley, who will begin by telling us a little bit about herself. Welcome,
Hi,
Erica.
I'm Erica. I create energy jewelry. I call it Reiki. I call it Healing Love from the Earth, Reiki charged energy jewelry. It's energy triplets and necklaces. I often find beautiful opals. This is an opal. I usually often find beautiful pendants and then create chains to go with it with energies. This one that I'm wearing is Herkimer diamonds and some black jasper and some jet. And there might even be some hematite in there. And then I create energy triplets with crystals and semi-precious stones that come from the earth, full of love and energy, and their energies work together or expand each other or complement each other or ground each other. And oftentimes I find when people pick up a piece, here's one of my energy triplets, when people pick up a piece, they're either drawn to the color of the stones or they're drawn to the energy, and it's always interesting to find out what. So I always have what I refer to as the stone legends that I also add with the pieces. And then we read them, and oftentimes I learn, oh, I needed that energy, or wow, I was drawn to the color and then the energy connected. So it's really awesome.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you got interested in this? It seems really very fascinating and very deep.
Thank you. I got into it a long time ago when I got into stones a long time ago when my now oldest son, who's 25, was shopping at one of the museum shops in Washington, D.C., the Smithsonian, and he wanted a piece of obsidian. And I didn't know anything about obsidian except that it was a rock. And why do you want obsidian? So he goes, I don't know. I just need it. And then I went home and I looked up obsidian and learned that it was a beautiful grounding stone. It's really like a lavic glass. And it's grounding and protecting. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And that started me on my journey of learning about more stones and becoming connected to the energies. How I got involved with making jewelry was hanging out at a friend's house one day, and she was working on some stuff. And I said, oh, that looks like fun. And she says, you can do it too. So I became obsessed.
Interesting. So are there certain ones that you personally wear for different purposes?
Oh, that is such a great question. And yes, the answer is yes. Right now, I am very connected to my sodalite, which is a blue stone. And this is where I will just bring up that thing I was talking about. Here's one of my new projects. I'm making energy wands. This is a little one. And it's got a piece of quartz on it, and it's got some sodalite beads with copper wire connecting it. Sodalite is a stone of idealism and truth, communication, and internal power. And it connects with your throat chakra. And I love this stone. It was one of my very first stones that I've ever learned to love, with the exception of obsidian, because it was my gateway entry into energy. But and plus it's blue, which it's a very beautiful color. Even though I'm more of a purple person, it's a beautiful, beautiful color and connects with communication.
So during this time of the pandemic, a lot of us are feeling a little less motivated, a little down, kind of comes and goes. But are you expecting to have anything there at the market that people might feel good about wearing and getting some energy from?
That's another really excellent question. And indeed, it is one of the things that I'm planning on. I have one of the new things that I've created are my essential oil bracelets or triplets. Some of them are just bracelets, so I call them my energy trips. And some of them are energy triplets. And so, what they use is a lava stone or a lava-like stone. I am using lava, but you can use different types of porous beads that will hold the essential oils. And since there are many essential oils out there that help with the calming, in connection with a feature stone. So there'll be some lava stones, which are the essential oil infusers. And then there's a feature stone. One of them, many of them actually, are my sodalite. And I also have some citrine, which connects to our solar plexus, which is a stone of internal power, our empowerment, and is a stone of creativity and a stone of joy. So that'll be one that'll be in there. I have some that are aventurine, which connects to our heart. And aventurine is a beautiful stone to expand our heart chakra and to open ourselves to love. I also have some grounding stones with some garnet and some hematite and some jaspers that are just going to help us pull ourselves into ourselves and help us just, you know, be at peace with where we are.
So this is a little bit of a trick question.
Oh boy.
So since this is a holiday market,
Mm-hmm.
would it be a good idea for some of us to buy some of these products, these stones, for our friends and family? Or would we just not know how to choose what would be appropriate? Or do you do a lot of questioning to find out? How would that work if I wanted to buy something for my sister?
Okay. If you were coming to me at the market, and I have many people who do, when I come to the market, it is one of my favorite times of the year is spending those 3 days with all those beautiful energies at Locust Grove and the Hudson Valley Art Market. I often have people come up to me, and again, I'll pick my other one up. This one is a sodalite and a quartz, clear quartz, and an amethyst piece, and I'll have people come up and want to. And be interested in it. I have done a few live opportunities, vending opportunities, or crafting opportunities, or show opportunities where it's understood during the pandemic, may I touch this? Is it okay? And then, yes, I hold it off to the side, and then afterwards we'll clean it off if it's a piece that didn't go home with them. So I am very careful with our pieces, or with my pieces. But they'll ask, may I touch it? And they'll pick it up. And sometimes they're drawn to the colors. And sometimes they're drawn to and then sometimes they're drawn to the energies. And then because it is a holiday market, many times they are thinking about a gift for somebody. So when they're first either drawn to the color because they know it's their person's favorite color, or if they know what I do, which is energy jewelry, they'll ask me, well, do you have something for? And I will then point them in the direction of which stones might help in that direction. But oftentimes they're drawn to the color and they'll pick it up, and then we'll read about the stones. And then they will say, oh my gosh, this piece is meant for me to give it to, because and do you have another one like it? Because then we could be like, I could wear one and then she could wear one. And I do have some bracelets for men as well, just in case there are some men who like to wear. I have the threaded bracelets. Many men like to wear those. And I have some bold pieces that sometimes men like to wear. So yeah, that's it. We ask questions, we find out what the energy is, what the concern is. Or they often find out that, oh my gosh, this person needed this piece.
Oh, wonderful. So you said that you really like coming to this market.
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about why the Hudson Valley Art Market is special?
The Hudson Valley Art Market, I'm going to actually break that down into two answers. Number one, it's special to me because it was my, to use the phrase again, gateway into selling my stuff. And that was because of Paula. She, um, when I was working with her as in my other life as a personal trainer, she, asked me about my pieces, and she says, you should. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you should. I don't know. And so with the final, you should, I did it and found that I loved the energy of the space. I loved the energy of the people. I loved the other people. I love the other artisans. I love the other craft people. It was just such a joyous time. A lot of work, a lot of nerves in that for that first one, but it was a truly joyous time. So that's my reason for loving it. My other reason for loving it is that it truly is it's eclectic and it's different, and there is something for everybody.
Nice.
Whether it be social change with the cheetah conservation, or with someone who's interested in getting a sip of the bourbon, or someone who wants to get some of the oils that are available, or some higher end jewelry, or some of my lovely energy jewelry, some lotions. I mean, there's everything there. There's beautiful pottery. It's eclectic, and it's full of people who love their art, love what they do, and love the people who purchase it from them.
Oh, so beautifully said. And such a nice comment about Paula, our founder, who is
Yes,
certainly the cheerleader for everybody. We thank her so
definitely.
much. So one other little question, or maybe it's a big question. So it's called the Hudson Valley Art Market. I
Mm-hmm.
know you're from the Hudson Valley. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about what's special about the Hudson Valley, in case we have some people who are going to take a drive after Thanksgiving?
Ah, oh, the Hudson Valley is my heart. Um,
I knew that. That's why I asked.
it is my heart. It's my Hudson Valley. I mean, it might be yours too, and that would be true. And it might be someone else's, and that's true too, but it's my Hudson Valley. I was born and raised here. I spent some time, it seems, wherever I have lived before, or lived in other times, a couple of times. I always choose valleys, and there's just no other valley as beautiful, or as expansive, or as welcoming, or as entertaining as the Hudson Valley. There's just everything is here. I love it, from all the way from the bottom of, from the top of Westchester all the way to Albany. It's just a beautiful, beautiful drive. It's beautiful energy. It's good people. Yeah.
Great. So a reminder to our viewers, we are holding our market on Thanksgiving weekend. So it will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are going to be following very strict COVID precautions. So people, not only the vendors inside, but people coming in, the customers will need to wear masks. We'll be enforcing social distancing. We'll be controlling the number of people who are in the facility, and it's a beautiful facility. And Locust Grove has a very good air filtration system, so we'll be abiding by those guidelines as well. So I don't know, is there anything else you'd like to add? I sneaked in a few extra questions there, but you might have a few other things you'd like to mention.
No, I think you threw in those extra questions and they were great. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Thanksgiving is always my favorite time of year. And then this weekend, over the course of the last 4 years, have become my favorite weekend.
Oh, wonderful. And I'm hearing that we have somebody who is cheering for you, Jenny Ann, and we'd like to say thank you.
Thank
Maybe
you.
know Jenny Ann. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. So this will be it is on Facebook Live right now. We have recorded it, and you will be able to see it at a later date as well. So
Awesome.
thanks very much for being with us, Erica. We look forward to seeing you right after Thanksgiving at Locust Grove.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great to spend some time with you tonight.
Great.
Mwah.